Happiness is freedom. Freedom is having the choice to spend your time doing things that inspire you. Most people want freedom, but many people don't have a clear objective, a roadmap, or a strategy to achieve it. Everyone deserves to live an inspired and free life. I believe that when we're free and able to focus on our most meaningful work, we simply become better human beings. We can give more, care more, support more, and love more. I'm an investor, a trader, and an entrepreneur, and I get to spend every day doing what I love. At the age of 29 years old, I became financially free, and since then my mission has been to help and inspire other people to achieve the same so that they can be more of who they really want to be. Always Free is about having a free mind, being free to question the status quo, free to take risks, free to say no, free to say yes, free from social idealisms, opinions and beliefs, free to disobey, and free to wake up every day and spend your time to make a difference that inspires you. You can have it all. Living a life designed by you isn't a stroke of luck or a result of circumstance. It's a choice. So if you want to learn how to become free and live an inspired life, join me for the #1 show for financial empowerment and wealth creation as I share my insights, tips, strategies and advice on what allowed me to be always free. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jason Graystone. Well, welcome back to the show, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice week so far. Hope everyone's had a good one. Thanks for showing up. It's good to see you again. I love this time of week. It's been an interesting week, not going to lie. Lots going on and just been a little bit distracted, that's all. I don't know if you guys are having a good one. Let me know if you are. Chip in, let me know if you're here, where you're watching from. Hello Chris, how you doing? Bobby Turner, all the usual suspects. Great stuff. So, look, first of all, Georgina, Julie, all the usuals, that's amazing. First of all, I just want to say a big shout out to a few people have commented on my shape where I've been training, and some of you have been following closer than others, obviously. But there's a guy called Tom Blackman that I want to shout out because he's an absolute phenomenal nutritionist and personal trainer. And it's him. He's the guy who's been training me. I've got a goal for my 40th birthday to look and feel the best that I've felt in my entire life. And he's the guy. So Tom Blackman Nutrition, if you go and Google Tom Blackman, you'll see what he's all about, and you can go and check him out. So want to give a big shout out for that. Hello Tony, how you doing? We're the hardcore ones, says Julie. Stephanie Lewis, how you doing? All these people that are commenting have all won hoodies. So I hope you're enjoying them. There's a couple of hoodies that went out this week as well. I hope you guys are wearing those, and I definitely want a photo, want a picture to put on the wall of fame. Katie Brennan's in the house. Dave Fearon. Healthy body, healthy mind. Yeah, it's a goal of mine, so that's going to be it. My 40th birthday, in case anyone wants to send me anything in the post, is the 20th of October. So a couple of months yet, so you've got some time to save and pull your liquidity out of your investments and put it into something nice for me. Finally made it to a live show. Welcome, Matthew. Good to have you guys here. Hello, Danny. Yeah, I'll expect big things. It's my 40th, so definitely want that. So look, the show this week is all about income, and I'll start by reading a little email that we got that kind of triggered this. So let me bring that on. It's quite a long one, but I'll read it out here. It says, first of all, thank you for everything you do. Great, your transparency is really encouraging, and I love the fact that you can always motivate me. That's very kind words. I first started to write a rather long message about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and I wanted to tell you a story that you may not necessarily need to know in order to provide valuable insight. So I said, okay, let's do something else. Instead of telling you a story, I refined my thoughts into a series of questions without much context, just the bare essentials. I think a lot about new ideas for starting an online business. Ideas come and go, some more powerful than others. I certainly keep a log of them. And sometimes I really struggle as I invest some serious thinking and emotion into planning something that may not work at all. How do you know if an idea is valid? One, for point one, and two, it has the potential to become a valid online business. How do you assess if an idea is worth executing and further thinking and further engagement? So how do you know something you have to ditch or move on? Thank you for reading. All the best. And it's got A for anonymous. I didn't want to say the name in case they're uncomfortable with that, but that was the question. So this week, I want to talk about the income. I want to talk about income because I have launched a few online businesses now, 4 actually, and we've got a really nice little system going there. And when people go into business, they do, one, overthink things. If they're trying to think of an idea, they then get imposter syndrome and it creeps in and then they think it's not going to be good enough. So I want to take you through some kind of, I'm not going to go into all of the nuts and bolts, but I want to give you some considerations to get the cogs turning so that you guys can, one, see that it doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to share with you some thoughts that I would do if I was starting again, and I will do this again. I'll do this over and over again, but also so you get the confidence and the kind of encouragement to actually believe that you can go and do it, because I recommend that everyone starts leveraging their income. Everyone starts leveraging their income. Absolutely key. So let's get stuck into it. Is anyone in that position? Has anyone thought about that? Has anyone had that kind of, that doubt over starting a new business? You wanted to start something, you love doing something, you want to make some money from it, you don't know if it's tangible, you don't know if it'll work, you don't know if it will be well received, and you don't really know how to start constructing it and packaging it up. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good one. It's been one of those days. I was in a very important meeting before this show and I got rained on the way back, but the meeting was definitely worth it. Happy birthday. All right, so let's get stuck in. It's not about me though. It is about you. It's your birthday. So this has got to be one of the most common questions, or should I say holdbacks or setbacks or restrictions to people actually starting a business. How do I know if anyone wants my product or service? Why would anyone listen to me? What if my product doesn't sell? What if nobody likes it? What if someone's already done it? What if it's already been done? So what I want to do is address all of those. I want to address all of those questions, and hopefully by the end of the show, you'll have some enthusiasm, some ideas, some encouragement, some motivation to go and do it. So before I do that, you guys shoot in the chat. Let me know if you've been in this situation, or if you've got any other setbacks or hurdles or kind of niggling little doubts to do with what I've just mentioned. Stephanie should get a free t-shirt since it's her birthday. She's had a hoodie, right? She's a valued listener of the show, or watcher of the show. So definitely got to send us a photo though of you wearing the thing. All right, so first things first. First of all, you might want to take some notes. I want to say everything inside of you, okay, is already there. You already have everything inside of you to create a wildly successful business. Everyone has wealth inside of them in some way or another. I was talking to someone today who was talking about they didn't have wisdom and knowledge and brains. They had beauty, and they had to turn beauty into wealth, and that's how they created their wealth. Some people have intellectual property, and they can turn that into wealth. Some people have good business acumen and business knowledge and wisdom and turn that into wealth. Some people are good with their money and they invest and they turn that into wealth. Some people are great with relationships and they turn that into wealth. Everyone has wealth in some form. They just haven't necessarily converted it into cash. But I assure you that you've got everything inside you, everyone does, to create a wildly successful business. Everything that has happened to you until this point, right now, has given you insights and lessons and teachings and successes and drawbacks and failures and challenges and solutions to get you where you are this very day, watching this show. Up until this point, you've had all of that stuff. You've had all that stuff. Fob dog. Is that your business? Sounds like a good one. Yes, the ideas are there, but starting process and ways aren't clear. No, and that's why I wanted to do this show dedicated to that tonight. Chris Daly says, future signal service, worried about how I can distance myself from the thousands of scammers out there. Great, and there's definitely ways to do that as well. But look, ultimately, you've learned some things until this point, and you've learned some things that other people want to learn as well. You've achieved things that other people want to achieve. And it might seem small to you, and it might be something that you did a long time ago, and it isn't really, whatever, it wasn't that meaningful to you now. But you have actually done that, and there are other people in that position that want to overcome that challenge, and they want to get over that hurdle, and they want to achieve, or they want to learn those things. Okay, so there was I don't know if you guys have read or seen the film Catch Me If You Can. And Russell Brunson mentions this in Expert Secrets, but there's a part of that film where Frank Abagnale Jr., he convinces a college, an airline, a surgery that he's a doctor, a pilot, a lecturer. And when he got caught, the superintendent, the guy who was in charge, asked him, how did you get away with pulling the wool over the eyes of a campus, a college campus, university campus, for the entire semester without anyone realizing what it is, that you was a phony? And his answer was, well, I only had to read one paragraph ahead of the students. And there's a lot of power in that. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to go and blag their way and pretend they're going to, you've got to be authentic, and you've got to have congruency, and you've got to have the results yourself and overcome the things yourself. But there's a power in that, because it means you haven't got to be the best. All you have to do, there's always someone who hasn't read that paragraph. There's always someone who's just a step behind. That's the way you want to start thinking about it. So action step one, what I would do is write down a list of all of your skills and all of your achievements to date. And that's everything. Like the 50-meter swimming badge. I'm talking about any accolades, awards, congratulations that you might have got, anything that you've achieved, all of your skills. You might be able to, blow a flipping Malteser out of a straw. You might be able to juggle. You might be able to, whatever your skills are, you might be able to play guitar, play a piano. You might be good at communicating. Whatever that is, write down and try and get 50 ideas. Try and get 50 skills and achievements, because they're there. They have to be there. Everyone really underestimates himself. Write them all down. And then once you've got the list, once you've completed that list, next thing you want to do is highlight the ones that you would love to talk about or do every single day. So look at the list once you've done that, and I hope you're taking notes, because obviously I'm going to speak quite fast. I've got a lot to cram into this show. So that's the second step, right? Right. So highlight all the ones you'd love to do or talk about every day. And then third, circle the ones that you would be happy serving other people doing, helping them achieve and helping them obtain the same skill or the same thing or the same result. And there's a subtle difference there, because one's one that you'd love to do, which is a narcissistic. But you have to also make sure that you have the desire to go and serve other people doing that same thing as well, to get the altruistic, to balance the two. Otherwise, you're going to end up, if you're too narcissistic and you're just doing the things you love but not serving anyone, you're going to feel unethical. And if you're serving everyone and you don't like doing it, you're going to feel unrewarded or unfulfilled. So you need to have a balance in the two, and that's absolutely key. The fourth point, once you've circled those down, put a tick next to the ones that you believe are monetizable. And I'll give you a little clue, they all will be. They'll all be monetizable in some way, all right? So try and think, what ones of these are monetizable? And the ones that spring out first are going to be the ones that are really obvious to you, even if you haven't dared to go there and figure out how the others are monetizable, because you just haven't thought about that yet. You haven't come in at that angle yet, which is pretty normal, all right? Because at the moment you're thinking, I haven't even got anything inside of me. Now you've done a 4 or 5 step process. Now you're starting to think a little bit bigger, all right? So the fifth step is, with the highlighted, circled and ticked ones, what you want to do then is rank each one in what you're inspired to talk about most. All right, so a prioritization of how inspired you are to go and do it, because you're going to end up with 3, 4, maybe 5, and out of those 5, there's going to be ones that are the big dogs. You know, the ones that they light you up. You feel like you want to talk about them right now. In fact, you want to start typing about them in the chat right now. So you want to start thinking about those ones, and you want to highlight them or prioritize them, rank them from 1 to however many you've got. All right? Everyone with me so far? Hopefully you are. All right, so next step is, next to each of the highest ranked ones, okay, so 1, 2, maybe 3, write down all of the pains and problems that a person might face without that particular achievement or skill. Right? Got it? So next to the most inspired ones, write down all the problems and the pains and challenges that people might have as a result of not achieving that particular thing or learning that thing or having that skill. All right? So the best way to do this is think about you before you achieved it. What was driving you to do it? What was your driver? Why did you want to do it? What was the pain? All right? Don't necessarily think about the goals yet. What was the pain? What were you feeling that was a driving force to say, God, I've got to solve this thing. I've got to get this done. The next step is write down the dreams and the ambitions and the goals of the person in that situation as well. All right, so you see where we're going with that. What do they want to be? Really, really put yourself in their shoes. And what's the feeling? And you have to really get clear about the feeling, because a lot of people say, well, they just want, they want a certain thing, but they don't actually think about what they want. So a real good example of this is when people who buy a drill and drill bits, right? They don't want a drill and a drill bit. What they actually want is a picture on the wall. They want a picture frame on the wall. And that's a big paradigm shift into where you need to be thinking to connect with the person in your ideal client. They don't want the drill and the drill bit, they want the picture on the wall. So when you start thinking about that, you start thinking about what they want. And although they might need certain aspects to package in with that, people buy what they want. They don't know what they need, otherwise they wouldn't have the problem. Right? So when you're selling anything out there, you have to really tap into what they want and then give them what they need once they're in. Because I've spoke about this before. If I wanted a 6-pack and I was going to some fitness trainer and they said, right, come with me, you've got to change your whole life, your mindset, you've got to change your shopping list, you've got to change your whole life upside down, and then you'll get a 6-pack. I'm going to go, no thanks, mate. I'll go with that guy who's saying he can get me a 6-pack. Because the guy's selling the 6-pack. He's not selling the other stuff. Now, although I might need all that stuff, I'm not going to buy from that guy because I'm going to buy from the guy who's giving me what I want. Make sense? You really have to get clear about that, because that's I would say that is one of the biggest problems that I see with entrepreneurs and businesses trying to flog a product. They try and sell the product, don't sell. And because they're telling people to buy something based on what they think is a good idea, which is a good idea, but they don't know they need it. Because if they knew they needed it, they wouldn't have the problem in the first place. They would have avoided it. So you can start a business based on ideas and trends, right? But the only reason I don't recommend an ideas and trends business as a new business venture is the chances are you won't be very passionate about the subject or the industry. All right. For example, if you just start a business selling, I don't know, vegan chocolate because you see that that's the trend, but you're not vegan and you hate chocolate, you're going to find it very, very hard persevering with the business when it throws challenges at you. A lot of people are saying that they want to start drop shipping or Amazon or selling merchandise and all this kind of stuff. It's very hard to get inspired and fulfilled from drop shipping because the chances are it's not something you wake up dreaming about and wanting to do. This is why I go through this 7-step process. All right, so look, once you have your idea, my advice is to go as niche as possible, right? And when I say niche, I'm talking about, let's just say that you can help someone with a particular challenge. Let's just say it's fat loss. Well, what part of fat loss? You know, are you going to target people who want to lose their bingo wings? Are you going to target people who want to lose stomach fat? Are you going to target people who want to lose back fat, right? And I know obviously when you lose fat, you lose it from your whole body, but that's giving them what they want. So you niche down and then you prove the concept and get results for someone. All right. So what I would do is give something to someone for free and make sure that you get them a result and put your whole life and soul into that, into getting them a result, become obsessed with getting them a result, prove the concept, prove your system works, and then you've got something really, really tangible to go to market with. Instead of focusing on the entire market, right, go for one small piece of the market and then prove the concept by getting a result for someone. I dare you to get a result for someone. So many people don't do this. All right, so look, I'm going to give an example. Loved episode 98, Jason. Thank you. Yeah, I've been full of inspired ideas for my podcast lately over the last few weeks, and I'm just throwing out. I've had quite a few messages about episode 98, so I was going to do a similar topic on the show today as well, but I thought I'd do something different, but I appreciate you giving me that feedback. Yeah, I appreciate you. So look, just to round off an example here, let's just say that you researched and you gained some deep insights on connections between couples following past breakups. Okay, so they break up in the past and you've really researched that and you've got some good insights on that. All right, and then since then, you have had a really successful relationship and it's been a great relationship with your partner. You've got valuable information, right, that other couples can get stronger about. So in order to get your small piece of the market, instead of going after every couple, build a specific ideal avatar of the person you was when you overcame the challenge. All right, perhaps you just broken up with someone, perhaps someone had just dumped you. All right, build an avatar of that person and get specific. So like your ideal avatar is 35 years old, recently dumped or been dumped by the partner, been out the dating game for a while, feels the shame of not being able to make a relationship work, feels depressed, fearful of dating, worried about meeting someone else, comparing every other partner to the last partner, wants to find a compatible partner, wants to have a happy relationship, wants to find a soulmate, right? So you can get really, really specific instead of just being the dating or the relationship person. How about instead, how to overcome breakups and find your soulmate expert? Much more clearer. Cut through the noise, which there's tons of noise out there right now. And then Join forums and dating sites to get insights and feedback from questions and demands for the service, and then ensure that there's also an audience willing to and able to pay for it. All right, in this case, the people will be willing to, and in this case, if he was doing the dating thing, people would be willing and able to pay because they're likely to be adults who have a stable income and they're in need of the service. So there's a difference there, because if you was trying to teach kids how to play video games, you might have everyone willing to buy your service, but very few are able to pay for it because they'd have to ask their parents' permission. So you have to be aware of those subtleties as well, okay? So going back to the dating example, you can use things like Facebook marketing to search recently split couples. You can use relationship status metric in the search data for your ads and things like that. And you can literally display your ads to people who have recently broke up. So it's phenomenal. I mean, you're really in the luckiest time ever to launch an online business. All right. Now, there's another step to this where you're going to start building the products. I don't recommend you just try and focus on one product. You want to build at least 4. Lots of free products, lots of entry products, lots of core products, and then high ticket products or subscription products. And maybe we'll talk about that in another show, because I appreciate we're getting on for time now. But hopefully that gave you an overview and some ideas. And when I talk about the products in the dating example, you might just focus on single men, right? And then bring someone else in later to do women. So that could be another product. So you want to start thinking about building an ecosystem of products. All right. So we'll talk about that in another one, but I just wanted to get the cogs turning. And I wanted to get you guys thinking that actually there is some, ask yourself the right questions and you'll get the right answers. The quality of your life and the quality of your income is dictated by the questions you ask yourself. So hopefully you got value from that, which just leaves competition time. So competition time every week in order to win a fabulous, fabulous hoodie. All you have to do is be here during competition time, commenting, engaging here, try and get 100 messages up here, and also take a picture, take a snapshot, post it into social, tag me in it so I can see that you guys are listening. And if you are, then next week you'll be entered into the draw for the winner. So last week we had a guy, gave it away, it's a guy, always here, always listening, avid listener, avid supporter of the show, always sharing the content. So the winner this week is Chris Daly. Ding dong with a profile pic, my friend. I'll be up on stage doing that, bronzed up soon on my 40th. But man, well done. Reach out to admin@graystone.education. Send them an email with your size and your preferred color out of black, gray, or white. And it'll be on its way to you. So well done, Chris. Congratulations. And that just leaves me to say, whatever it is that you're doing for the rest of your evening, have a good one. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next week. And until then, have a great rest of your day and wonderful weekend. And I'll see you then.